Behind the Attraction is the latest documentary series to hit Disney+, focusing on the history of Disney Parks' greatest attractions and narrated by Paget Brewster. Before we get into this, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It does wonders in getting my content out there, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to keep up to date with all my content. Peek beyond the magic of Disney Parks to discover what's behind the attraction, from executive producer Dwayne Johnson. From the 1950s to today, from Jungle Cruise to It's a Small World to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disney Parks attractions have amazed millions, and this is the story of how they did it. If you've been watching my reviews over the last couple of years, you'll know that I personally think that this is where Disney Plus is absolutely excelling, and Behind the Attraction is no exception. This is a great little series that focuses more specifically on the Disney attractions, the most famous attractions that we all know. Whether you've been to Disney parks or you've not been to Disney parks, these are attractions that you know about. Of course, back in 2019, with the launch of Disney Plus, we had that fantastic Imagineering story series, which covered the history of Disney theme parks and most specifically focused on the Imagineers, the people that kind of make it all happen. This series, again, it really just hones in on these individual attractions and focus on what makes them work and what makes them so classic and why they've become so iconic in their own right. This is designed as a 10-part series, except we will be getting it in halves. So on the 21st of July 2021, we'll be getting the first 5 episodes, and then sometime later in the year, we will get the other 5 episodes. Each episode focuses on an individual attraction, and the first 5 that will be spotlit in the first half of this series are Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion, Star Tours and Galaxy's Edge, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Space Mountain. Now, in the past, Disney have been really particular about what kind of information they release, about the kind of behind-the-scenes mechanics of the Disney parks. They've been very hesitant to kind of, I guess, destroy the magic, lift the curtain behind, what kind of makes this the happiest place on earth. Walt Disney designed this as a place to, when you walk into it, you forget about the outside world and you feel like you are in this magical world that is real. Of course, Walt Disney did a series called Disneyland back in the 1950s before the theme park opened. The entire series is essentially just an ad for the theme parks to get people familiar with the theme parks before it opened. In each episode, he kind of gave a little bit of a behind the scenes of what they were working on at the time. But that kind of stuff over the years became a little bit more obscure, and it's been hard to kind of get your hands on it. There's never really been anything like this that is so widely accessible to such a general audience. And that's what I think is so great about this series right here. Disney know that there is an audience of people out there who are really curious about peeking behind the curtain and seeing how it all works. For me, I think that the behind-the-scenes stories are just as fascinating as the stories themselves. So the way these attractions work is just as interesting and exciting to me as being on the attraction and experiencing that magic. And they've realized that the Disney Plus streaming service is the perfect place for that. Because if you're interested in all things Disney, this is the hub for it. The Imagineering story was a really great way to break the ice for that. It's such a terrific documentary. And this, I feel like, is the next kind of evolution of that. This one here is kind of aimed more towards, I wouldn't say it's aimed towards a younger viewer, but it's kind of got a more family feel. It's really fluffy, it's really light, it's very vibrant, it's very, what you would imagine, very Disney. But it is chock full of a lot of information. And there's a lot of terrific information in these episodes, and a lot of stuff that I personally didn't know. There's a lot of great anecdotes in here that are very new to me. There's a lot of footage in here that's new to me as well. So as glossy and I guess maybe saccharine as this does appear kind of on the outside, it does house quite a lot of decent information inside it. Not only via narration, which is provided by the wonderful Paget Brewster. She's got such a fun, effervescent style to her narration too. She really just sucks you right into it. But there is such a great amount of people involved in this that really deliver some really fantastic first-hand information. But the fantastic thing is that these little episodes focus on the entire history, the evolution of the rides. He talks about how the rides have been updated or plussed over the years. It also covers how the rides have been adapted for other cultures and other geographies. For example, when they open a park maybe in Japan or China or Paris, how do they adapt this attraction to fit in with the culture or the story that is being told at that international park? It's such a fascinating look at how these attractions are almost like a living, breathing thing. The first 5 episodes of this show are really great, and they have obviously picked attractions that they know will suck in the viewer and will make people want to come and watch. The only criticism that I might have with this though is that I feel like it's a missed opportunity to present this as a chronological history of Disney attractions. I personally actually did this. I didn't watch them in the order that they will be presented in episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of watched them in the order that they would have opened or they would have spawned. And I think that's a really great way to watch the series. But of course there are more episodes coming down the line as well, so it kind of throws that out a little bit. So I feel like maybe they should have released all 10 at once. I'm not sure, or at least, you know, release 5 and then 5, but have them in that kind of chronological order. So again, once all those episodes are there, you will have that option to be able to do that, but I feel like this is the way it should have been presented from the beginning. But other than that, this is a really great series. It knows it has a job to do and it gets it done beautifully. And no, it doesn't tell it in this kind of more documentarian style. It's fluffy, it's nice, it's something the whole family can enjoy. This show gives you a little slice of Disneyland to have at home, which I think is great, particularly for someone like myself who really can't get to a Disneyland unless you get on like a minimum 12-hour flight, which is always fun. So this is a nice thing. I like that they're having these shows that we can watch and just, you know, get to explore Disneyland and just have that little slice of whether it's the magic or the nostalgia or whatever it is that attracts you to these attractions. At that, I will happily be giving Disney's Behind the Attraction a 4 out of 5. Disney's Behind the Attraction is a wonderful and enjoyable ride through the happiest places on Earth. Fluffy and nostalgic in its style, it manages to offer rare glimpses behind the magic that haven't been widely available for some time in an easy, enjoyable, and accessible way. A great addition to Disney Plus's collection of exclusive documentary series. Once again, the first 5 episodes of Behind the Attraction land on the Disney Plus streaming service on Wednesday, the 21st of July, 2021. The latter 5 episodes will land sometime later this year. And then hopefully there's going to be a second season because there are so many more amazing attractions that can be covered right here. Thanks again to the incredible team over at Disney Plus Australia for making it possible for me to view the first 7 episodes of this series ahead of the launch. And thanks everybody out there for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Hey everyone, if you haven't yet, smash that big old subscribe button up on your screen to keep up to date with all my content and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media and please consider supporting me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month for exclusive videos, early access content, and to get your name up on the screen. Thanks again for watching.